You know that line from Captain Sully? No one warned us. But be cool. Just make a left turn for Bagwadia, like you're going back to pick up the milk. Have you ever had someone ask you to bend the rules? Just a little? Because it would only take 5 minutes? Well, that happened on one of my HOPP rides. And suddenly, without warning, I'm stuck between helping the rider and protecting myself. In today's video, I want to walk you through a real situation that happened on one of my HOPP rides. On the surface, it's simple. A rider entered the wrong address. But what happened next raises real questions about safety, rideshare policy, and how drivers should handle these moments. The rider requested a trip to the Salvation Army. But in this part of the city, there's more than one location with that name. The address she entered took us to the Salvation Army thrift store. The place she actually wanted to go was the Salvation Army Church, about 5 minutes away. Two different locations, similar name, totally different destinations. In the clip you're about to see, you'll notice she was reluctant to update the address in the app, which I had to eventually do for her so she could accept it on her end via her phone. And I get it. Changing the destination means the fare goes up. HOPP charges more, and as the driver, I also earn more. But here's the part people often misunderstand. If she was planning to tip me, that tip would likely be more than the extra amount I'd earn from the additional kilometers or the destination change. In many short distance cases, the tip ends up being the bigger part of the earnings. That's why drivers appreciate even a $1 tip for a clean ride, good conversation, safe driving, or just basic respect, such as helping with bags, or wheelchairs, turning off the radio when a rider takes a call, or declining our own calls while the passenger is in the car. But regardless of all of that, the app must reflect the correct destination for safety, insurance, and rideshare policy reasons. Instead of updating the app, she asked if I could just take her there, since it was only a few minutes away. And that's where things get tricky. Driving someone to a location outside the app might seem harmless, especially when it's close, but it comes with real risk. Violation of rideshare policy, which can get you deactivated as a driver. No GPS record of the route, especially if the rider wants someone to track their movements. No insurance coverage if something happens to my car. No injury protection for either the rider or me should we get in an accident. And there's no proof of a trip if there is a dispute. Even if it's 5 minutes away, the moment I leave the app, I'm technically operating outside the platform. Still a line drivers can't or shouldn't cross. And just for context, this happened in the springtime. That's why you'll see rain coming down and why I'm wearing a hoodie in the clip. Spring rides can be unpredictable. The weather, the traffic, and sometimes, like in this case, the situations you get pulled into when a rider accidentally requests the wrong address. And while I have no evidence to support this, I feel this happened because she simply didn't want to be late for church service. Alright, let's roll the footage so you can see how the interaction went down. I've protected the rider's identity and disguised their voice. Okay, so waiting for you to confirm. Check your app.
That opens tag metro.
They might.
What?
Because we're going to a different place. The address?
Yeah.
Yes, 710. So we gotta change the address.
Oh, change it. What this place you took me to is not Brock Street.
This is Brock Street. This what we're looking at here is Brock.
But it's shown here, yeah. 5 minutes you can be there. Look at it on my app.
But if I have to move from this spot to another spot, I gotta put it in the app. That's what I mean.
The signboard is showing salvation. Look, I see the salvation on it.
Yep. But this is the thrift store. Okay, it's showing waiting for you to confirm.
Maybe we can just ask one of those people.
This is the Salvation Army thrift store. The address that you showed me is a different address. The address you showed me shows K Boulevard, which is 5 minutes away. Which the app has to take me there. The app stops me here. That's what I'm saying. So I put the address in and she should get a notification to accept the new address. But
You don't get extra charges for nothing like the policy. I'll stop using those, honestly.
make sure it's the right place. Is that the same picture?
Yeah, I think
Okay, good. Right, in the right.
off on Brook Street. Alright, thank you.
Alright, well, have a nice day. Yeah, I hope so. But the car's in here, so maybe it's going on. Alright. Alright, so that was the interaction. Situations like this might look small, just a 5-minute detour, but they carry real implications for drivers. When a rider asks you to go off app, even with good intentions, you're suddenly operating without insurance coverage, without GPS tracking, without platform protection, and outside the rules that keep both sides safe. Now, the opportunities are actually very good for rideshare drivers to get off-app clients, and that's something I'm also exploring. But there's a correct way to do it, and a way that ensures both the driver and the rider are protected when it matters most. Here's the thing, none of us get a warning before these moments happen. So referencing that line from the Captain Sully movie during the NTSB investigation, where Sully says the line,
"No one warned us. No one said you were going to lose both engines at a lower altitude than any jet in history. But be cool, just make a left turn for LaGuardia like you're going back to pick up the milk."
Obviously, that was a far more serious situation, and I am no Captain Sully. But in a much smaller way, rideshare feels like that sometimes. You're put in a situation with no script, no heads up, and you have to make a judgment call in real time, balancing the rideshare policy that you've agreed to as a driver, the safety for both of us, the customer expectations, and my own temperament. Looking back at this moment, I'm asking myself the same questions I'm going to ask you. Did I handle it in the right way? Should I have explained things differently? Could my tone or my approach have been better? What would you have done if a rider asked you to go off app? I want your honest feedback, especially from other HOPP, Uber, and Lyft drivers out there. These situations are happening more often than people think, and your perspective might help another driver, especially a new one like me, make the right call. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you would have done, and what you think I should have done differently. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel, and stay safe out there.
5 minutes you can be there.